Every year, November seems to sneak up on me. Comforting and familiar, like an old friend who never minds how long it's been. Autumn here has really only just begun. The air has turned cooler, the trees are finally softening into color, and winter likely won't make her way in until a few months from now. November feels like full autumn to me. Calm, golden, and unhurried. I've been feeling a little burnt out lately. Not without reason. October always takes so much out of me. It's my favorite month, but it's so full that I rarely have time to enjoy it. There's always something to do, something to film, something to finish. By the time it's over, I feel like I've run through autumn instead of living in it. November is different. It's quieter, less demanding. It's the month that reminds me to slow down, to actually feel present in my own life again. And while I understand the rush into Christmas, it's exciting and it's bright, I also think we spend so much of the year yearning for autumn, for all those cozy, grounding moments, and I don't want to wish them away so soon. Halloween might be over, but autumn isn't. There's still so much comfort left in the season, still warmth to hold on to. This is my time to come back to my little rituals. I start playing my favorite records again, the ones that always sound best when it's gray outside. I light candles that smell like baked apples and cinnamon. I spend slow mornings with my little fur babies and quiet afternoons rearranging my shelves, stacking a few new books for the month ahead. These small things bring me back to myself. They make the world feel soft again. There's a gentleness to November that I love, this feeling that life isn't in a hurry anymore. Even simple things like cracking open one of those books feel intentional. I'll sit with my apple crisp latte, watch the world go by as I escape into a new world, and remember that it's okay to take my time. November doesn't really ask for much. It's simple, and that's what I love about it. It feels like this small stretch of time where everything finally exhales. Before the holidays, before the rush starts again. I just want this month to be about enjoying what's already here. Slowing down, finding comfort in the little things, and feeling grateful for the people I get to share it with. Because that's what this season really is to me. Warmth, connection, and all the small moments that make life feel full. Hello, my friends, and happy November. You know what sounds like the most perfect November day? Spending time in the kitchen. The windows open, something simmering on the stove, and all of those smells that make the house feel alive again. There's something about cooking that just slows me down in the best way, and I think it's really something I need right now. I'm testing some new recipes for Thanksgiving since Ryan and I host every year, and I thought it would be a fun little get together with our friends if they would come over and we would taste test everything. We're calling it kind of an early Friendsgiving. We'll eat, share a little gratitude, and then we're going to settle in for a little session of Dungeons and Dragons. All of our Halloween decorations are still up in our garage, including the clouds and the candles, and we thought it would be a really fun night to play Dungeons and Dragons underneath all of that decor before it has to come down for good. That to me just sounds like the most cozy way to savor what's left of autumn. Okay, without further ado, let's get to the video. Before I start cooking, I wanted to take a second to thank Wildgrain for partnering with me on today's video. They've become one of my favorite little comforts this time of year, especially when I'm spending more time in the kitchen. Wildgrain is a subscription box filled with fresh, baked from frozen breads, pastries, and pastas, all made with simple, clean ingredients. You keep them in the freezer, and when you're ready to bake, everything goes straight into the oven. No thawing and no fuss. And in about 25 minutes, your entire kitchen smells like a fresh bakery. I love that their box always includes something hearty for dinner and something sweet for later. It's exactly the kind of balance I look for this time of year. I've baked one of their sourdough loaves for our Friendsgiving table and one of their pastries for dessert. It's such an easy way to make a meal feel special, and it's made my life so much easier when I'm hosting, because I can have bakery quality bread ready in less than an hour and a half without any prep or cleanup. Honestly, it tastes better than most store-bought bread I've ever tried. And I love that Wildgrain partners with small bakeries across the country and donates 2 meals for every box ordered. So it really feels good in more ways than one. If you would like to try Wildgrain for yourself, be sure to click on my link in the description and use my code Shelby's Cottage to get $30 off your first box, plus you'll get free croissants for life. I'll have everything linked in the description. Thank you again to Wildgrain for partnering with me on today's video. Now let's get to cooking. You can't have a Friendsgiving without somewhere to sit and eat. And since we're throwing ours in the garage, I had to improvise. We have this old outdoor daybed, and since it doesn't have a cover, I grabbed my old velvet curtains, threw them all over, and piled on almost every pillow I own. It ended up feeling surprisingly cozy. The velvet has that soft, dramatic look that reminds me of something out of The Witcher, or an old fairy tale tavern. The kind of place where travelers share stories over spiced wine. Once the table was set, I decided I should at least prep one thing for tomorrow. So caramelized onion mashed potatoes it is. They're reliable, make-ahead friendly, and honestly, the perfect excuse to lean into something rich and cozy. These are not trying to be healthy in any universe. We're talking cream, Boursin cheese, caramelized onions, an irresponsible amount of butter. Exactly the kind of dish that feels right for a day like this. There's something nice about getting a little head start the night before. Like I'm gently nudging tomorrow in the right direction. Nothing dramatic, just potatoes behaving themselves while I pretend I've got everything under control. Oh, and if you want to make them too, I'll pop the full recipe at the end so you can screen capture it. It's also linked in the description because I like to be thorough when butter is involved. So it is the evening before our little get-together, and while I was decorating the table just a while ago, something came to me, and it dawned on me that we don't have place cards. I was looking online for some inspiration, and then I found these. I thought they are so cute. They resemble like a fantasy scroll or something a little medieval. I love the gold foiling on the edges. And I thought to myself, I have all of these materials to make this happen. So I went ahead and printed out our names on a large piece of cardstock. And not just our names, I printed out our character names, or the characters we were playing in the game, on these pieces of paper. So I cut the place cards down to size. They're about 5" by 1.5 inches. I roughed up the edges just a little bit to give it that more medieval look. I just think they're gonna be really fun and really cute, and I can see our friends wanting to take them home as kind of a memento. I also decided that as a little token of our appreciation for our friends, because we've been playing this game for quite a while now, I would gift them a set of dice. So I bought these little jewelry bags with little cute gold stars and moons on them, and I came across a variety pack of all of these dice that only cost me about $15. They're all different colors, and I'm really excited to gift them to my friends. I've already picked out everyone's favorite color, or a color that kind of represents them or their character, and I just think it's going to give us that little extra thing to really show appreciation for our friends. So let me show you how to make these place cards. Next up, deviled eggs. A dish that has somehow earned a reputation for being impressive, even though the whole process takes 12 minutes? There's a simple satisfaction to making them. Suddenly, I'm the kind of person who says things like, "Let's work on the presentation," while arranging eggs on a platter like it actually matters. They're simple, they're nostalgic, and they always get a little more praise than they probably deserve, which I fully support. Sometimes the easiest things really should get the spotlight. And honestly, they're fun in their own little way. Tiny, very holiday buffet energy. By the time I had them all lined up, I felt strangely accomplished. Like I'd unlocked a secret level of adulthood that no one ever warned me about. Last on the menu, spicy maple roasted carrots with crispy chickpeas. The dish that makes me feel like I've done something bold and impressive, even though it's literally just tossing everything on a sheet pan and hoping for the best. It's bright, cozy, and it smells like the kind of recipe you pretend to make all the time. A little sweet, a little spicy, and just unique enough to convince people you put real thought into the menu. Once this was in the oven, the kitchen finally felt ready for Friendsgiving. All the colors, all the smells, all the little pieces coming together. The calm before the chaos in the best way. We sat down for dinner in the garage, surrounded by all of the candles and the leftover Halloween setup. And everything finally slowed down. I poured the wine, filled my plate, and let myself sink into the coziness of it. No rush, no to-do lists running in the background. When we finished eating, we cleared some space on the table and eased right into our Dungeons & Dragons session. My friends brought their dogs, who made their rounds like tiny dinner party hosts. The candles flickered, dice rolled across the table, and Ryan slipped into storytelling mode while the rest of us settled into an imaginary world together. It was cozy, messy, familiar, and honestly, really perfect. And it's become a tradition. One I didn't expect, but one I'm really grateful for. These nights have a way of stitching themselves into the season, turning November into something softer and more familiar each year. This is what I love most about this month, the easy evenings, the ones that don't try too hard. A warm meal, a shared story, everyone gathered around one table laughing, with nowhere else they need to be. It feels simple in the best possible way. The whole room glowed under candlelight, a small pause before the holidays speed everything up again. A reminder that November has its own kind of magic. Steadier and made of moments that feel meaningful without needing to be big. So, when I brought out the pecan pie just to find a little treat at the end of the night, it wrapped everything up the way November often does. Gently, without asking for much. Just good food, good company, and a night worth remembering. And honestly, that's what November is all about. Hey guys, let's make